Good morning, good morning, good morning. Morning, good morning. Good afternoon. If you're in South Africa, it's probably what? Close to lunch? What's going on, everybody? Here's Circle Acolyte. I like seeing people rocking the OG profile pic. Yeah, we got people from all over the world tuning in. It's about 9:20. It's Monday. We'll go through and peek at a few things here in a second. We'll go look and see what oil did, what gold's done. Oil's on the move right now. Gold looks like it wants to take all-time highs. We'll go ahead and peek at stuff real quick. $21. Yeah, ICA. But let's go and peek at a few things real quick. Thank you guys for tuning in. Got 120 something people in here. So finally had a pullback off this run right here. And if you go look at ES and compare it to Inc real quick. We have this daily imbalance that we've dug into. And it looks like ES wants to go and take high, right? If it hasn't already. That's close. 4-hour or 1-hour chart. InQ still messing around in there. And we talked about how you'll see on these high time frame arrays, especially like the daily chart, for example, here, right? We dig into it this day, right, on Thursday. And then the following day, you'll see that's when we get the reaction out of it, right? So we'll dig into it the one day, or the first day initially. And then the following day, those are the days that you'll see the reaction out of that array. You don't see it the first day, right? And so we've seen that here. And like I said, InQ, coloring out some of the lines still. But you'll see another example of this on gold. If we go pull up gold, we talked about this daily imbalance right here. So on this day, we come down into it, right? After sweeping these highs, come down into it. And then the following day, you see a reaction out of it there. And so if we go look at the 1 hour, see, taking out some lows back into a discount. This high to this low, come down 50% equilibrium, come down below it, and the reaction out of that, right? That's another example of that occurring here. Yeah, gold looks like it wants to take highs. Obviously, eyes are on this wick here, 50%. We've hit that here, and we're kind of chopping around it now. So that's gold for you. Go look at oil. Okay, oil's on the move. Swept below these bodies here, and it's just been up, 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 up. So honestly, it just looks like it wants to take out this high, in my opinion. And you have all these daily highs up here. So that is oil. Obviously, I'm not going to buy up here. Wait for some kind of pullback. This thing's just pumping right now. Now let's go look at the indices real quick. So if we are going to move, right, with ES, go look at YM. Right, YM's got that strength as well. Highs here, highs here. So if we are going to follow suit with the rest of the indices on NASDAQ, then my bias is bullish. We're back above this discount array, or this daily imbalance here. You can see today we've kind of tapped into it after opening the week. I draw that out with some big lines, right? You can see that here. Open up, come down. We do have equal lows, right? Here and here. But we'll leave this for later. Right now, though, we're still inside this 4-hour imbalance, right? From this move down. We've tapped into that daily imbalance here. You can see the bodies on the daily respecting that. Down. We tapped into it on Friday, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Had a reaction off of it here. So we're kind of in between, right? I have a new week opening gap here. And one thing I noticed, just kind of peeking at regular trading hours, is we did fill in, right, that gap here and here, right? So from this candle's closing price, candle's opening price, that yellow area right here, new day opening gap for regular trading hours. Come down, fill that in, hit new week opening gap here, and that's that, right? So if we are going to follow suit, the rest of the indices, my bias is bullish. We still have previous day's high. We taken out, right? This wick up here, previous day's high. $15-minute chart here. 8:30 open right here. New York midnight open here. Kind of just consolidating now around midnight open price. So yes, we have equal lows, right? And there's also another daily imbalance, or the start of one here, right? The high of it with this low here on the daily. But if we are going to go higher, right, I expect those to be untouched. But 9:30 in about 2.5 minutes. So I want to wait and see what we get. Oh, also, we'll go look at the dollar real quick. We've been talking about the dollar here and there. Last week I pointed out these 3 levels, right? Lowest body. You have consequent encroachment of this wick here, and then finally the low, right? And if we go look at like a 4-hour chart, you can see we've hit each one of those levels and had a nice reaction off of them here, down, and here, right? So those levels are getting respected really nice. But let's go, guys. 200-something people in here. I'm loving it. It's a Monday. Haven't even looked at the economic calendar yet. Let's pull that up real quick. Forgot to mention that. So Monday, right? Nothing crazy. Let me filter it real quick just to get the orange stuff off. We have news, consumer confidence, 10 a.m. tomorrow. Nothing on Wednesday. And then unemployment claims, GDP on Thursday, Friday. Another impact news event. But I'll be honest. I think next week's going to really could be wild, right? You have non-farm payroll. You also have a bank holiday on Monday. So for this week, right? For this week, we'll stream today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. But Thursday and Friday, I'll be gone. I'm going to be in Florida with the family for Labor Day weekend. So that's what this bank holiday is, right? That's just Labor Day. And the next week's NFP week, combine that with a bank holiday, I think it could get kind of boo-boo, right? Kind of shitty. We'll see, though. But I won't be back from the beach. I'm leaving Thursday. I won't be back until um, in the normal routine until Wednesday next week. So that's gonna be the schedule, right? Have a nice little 3-day weekend or longest weekend. It's 9:30 now. Let's see what's going on. I'm gonna sit right on these higher time frames. But obviously, lowest hanging fruit for me is previous day's high and previous day's low. Right, we can mark those out here. So we're inside yesterday's range or Friday's range. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get what kind of off now. Also, let me guys know. Sorry, guys, let me know. Sorry, it's still early. Uh, you guys enjoy the streams without music? Because I know some people like to maybe they have work and they're working from home, right? And they like having the stream up. Or do you guys like to play your own music in the background? I can't play copyrighted stuff on YouTube. What's up, Reaper FVG? Just joined. Did you miss Insight? Just kind of talked about the schedule for this week. Yeah, I don't mind playing or not playing music. I actually enjoy trading without music because music can kind of influence your mood, especially if you're listening to like murder rap. Yeah, classical is actually the move. I used to study in college the classical music. But now I'm looking for longs if we're gonna follow suit with the rest of the indices. I'm just waiting for the lower time frame, right, to align with my higher time frame bias. That's it. I'm gonna take some of these. I'm gonna keep this level on just in case we do, right, start to seek lower prices. But this is a reminder that could be a potential target. But I'm not letting it affect, right? I don't want it to sit there and you guys think that that's what the target is, right? I'm just having it on there for myself. And also this swing high here on the daily, right? We hit up into the highest body of this swing right here, this swing high on the daily chart, and that aligns up with that 20K big figure, right? This level right here, 20,001 handle. So nice reaction off that big figure level as well. But if we are aiming for higher prices, right, we're looking at that as a speed bump on the daily chart. So pullback makes sense. But I'm really looking for like a 5-minute setup. Something I can hold for the daily candle expansion. You guys have been to the streams before. You know I'm not really a small lower time frame scalper. I can trade those time frames, but for me personally, especially Monday no news, I'm looking for something on a little bit higher of a time frame. That way it'll just, if it is going to chop, I won't get too zoomed in. So far, the range today is only about 104 handles. And if we look at what the sessions have done, right, London's taken out Asia's high and low. See that here. So New York's now taking out London low. And there's like a list of warning signs, right, for anticipating seek and destroy. And when London takes out Asia's high and low, and kind of has that broadening formation, right, broadening of the range, seeking liquidity on opposing sides, comes back into the range. That's one of the warning signs of a seek and destroy market profile, right, for the day. But, right, you want to combine that with other things like, do we have news that day? Right, today there is no news. Also a Monday, right? When you combine a bunch of those factors, right, then the picture gets a little bit clear. You don't just want to depend on one little thing, one little rule. We're looking to stack those things in our favor, right? Look for those pieces, put the puzzle together, right? Why is my bias bullish when we have equal lows? Because I'm anticipating, right, if we're gonna go higher on the other indices. You see here we respected this discount array on ES. And what's been the trend, right? Higher prices. We just came out of a retracement, right? YM, same thing. Strength. ES, strength. I think you just kind of colored out to the lines here, in my opinion. We're back above that daily imbalance. So, statistically speaking, right, it's higher probability that we're going to go higher than lower. So lowest hanging fruit for me would be previous day's high. And then, right, you can get above these bodies, which is basically the same thing as previous day's high. They're pretty close. And then this swing high up here, which actually ends up being equal highs on the daily chart right here. That's why higher prices. Also, let's go peek at like the monthly real quick. While the indices figure out what they want to do. Crazy monthly candle. Weekly. This is last week's price action here. And then this is this week's. We just opened up. So you have a weekly imbalance right here above this daily swing high, right? This daily swing high is the beginning or the low of this weekly fair value gap right here. Of us. If you're thinking, weekly draw, right? My eye goes here. And if we can get above that, right, then it goes back to the wicks up here. Swing high. Yeah, hurry up and take a trade, bro. Yeah, we talked about dollar earlier, right? We were looking at the weekly levels. we marked out, way in advance of for this drop. Lowest body, consequent encroachment of the wick. Sorry if you can't see it because of the camera. And then this swing low, right? And you can see on the 4 hour, we've hit those levels and had a reaction every single time. Here, here. Good day, Toby. Why there? we need a why there emote. I don't really place too much emphasis on I need dollar to be going lower for me to take a long, right? In theory, that's what should occur. But market's been on crack, so it helps though. It gives me confidence when I see that. Like if I'm thinking long indices and dollar selling off, then it gives me more confidence. It's another thing, another confluence point. I don't need, right? I don't need SMT or I don't need those things in my to appear, right? All those things just kind of add confluence to like an idea to give you extra confidence. They're not necessary for me. But if you can stack those confluence points, then just like I don't use a breaker every single time I enter a trade, right? But if it's there on that particular setup, or same with SMT, like there might not be SMT on that particular setup, but when it's there, it gives me added confluence. I'm kind of just watching for now, at least on the hourly chart. You have this little imbalance here. We're kind of just, you can see how we've swept Asia low, right? Let's just back on here. And we're kind of just chopping on top of the midnight open price or around it. But if we cut this large wick in half on the 4 hour, you can see 1, 2. We've actually come up and hit it 3 times. Something I kind of noticed. Same with the daily, right? This daily wick here. Actually haven't touched that yet. Got close though. Oil still just moving to the upside. Gold Stopping. Here's the 1 minute chart for NASDAQ. But as always, guys, if you like the stream, you're here last week, drop a like. Let me know. See if we can get 100 likes on the video before 10 o'clock. 9:45 now. I see a bunch of familiar faces in the chat. Yeah, you do have a kind of mixed open. You go look at SMT chart. NASDAQ down, YM up. Yeah, it's kind of the average of the two. Here we go, guys. 66 likes. I like it. That's what I like to see. Go look at something real quick. Yeah, nothing else today. On Wednesday, we do have oil inventories at 10:30. Don't forget about this daily balance here. Right. Honestly, if it reacts here, right, in the upper half of this imbalance, we can't even get consequent encroachment and then start seeing displacement higher. That I like that for strength or higher prices, but we got to see what occurs here because we've disrespected it. You know, kind of color it back in, up and down. Closed above it. Now we're digging into it here on this in this daily candle here. So while YM just kind of continues higher, NASDAQ down. It's another one of those mixed opens. What I wouldn't want to see is there's an imbalance here, right, that we've reacted off of numerous times. Make it red. Here and here. You wouldn't want to see it close below that, right? Because I don't want to see this invert. If it does, well, then I start thinking about these lows here and these equal lows here. But so far, what has price done, right? Opens up at midnight, comes out, sweeps these equal highs here, comes back into the range. 8:30 opens. Kind of chops around, and now we've targeted, right, the lows here. Really just kind of waiting. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll get some water. We'll watch the reaction here. Also got some laundry. 1 second. All right, so 15-minute imbalance, right? Also, upper half of this daily imbalance. Let's see here. Woohoo! We got about 6 minutes until 10 o'clock. So we're inside that macro, right? Top of the hour. Last 10 minutes and first 10 minutes of the hour. Water go. But even on the 5 minute, I don't really see anything I like. Even to the downside. Put this low here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gary, you don't have to tell us your entire trade signals in here. Leave that to Discord or something. Yeah, I get it. But if you want to start your own stream, you can do that on live on your own. Probably be easier than typing it out, right? What's up, James? But I appreciate the enthusiasm. Five-second MACD flip. I can't tell if you're being serious or if you're making a joke. But yeah, I like the swing point, right? Yeah, oil's on steroids. You got your low, high, lower low. Right, low, high, lower low that's been put in. I want to see, can we get above this high right here? Here. And go higher, right? That would be your kind of breaker swing point. Obviously, this is a crude depiction. Kind of just anticipating the formation of that. We got to see what it wants to do, right? So far, it's been lower prices. We want to see a market structure shift above this high. And you guys got jokes, huh? Would be great is if we can displace above this high and leave a fair value gap in that wake of displacement, right? On this move here. Have some overlap. Then my eyes go up here to this high. You also have opening prices here on the way though. But I do like how we're in this daily imbalance, right? We've come up, closed above it, and now we're digging into it here early on in the day. We're below midnight open price. Yeah, it's a Monday. No news. Makes sense. For those who are joining late or maybe missed on what these levels are, right? This is a 15-minute imbalance, and what I don't want to see, we've hit consequent encroachment of the daily imbalance here, this blue area. And we're in the upper half of this 15-minute one. So what I don't want to see is this 15-minute one, or this 15-minute imbalance here get disrespected, right? Close below. If it does, then I start thinking about these lows over here as a potential target. But for now, right, take this low to this high. We're in a discount, right? We're hitting 50%. From this low to this high of the dealing range. We just hit equilibrium too at these points of interest. So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens. talking about this low here, Frank? Yeah. Yeah, look at the 15-minute close on that, right? It's 10 o'clock now. Hasn't even made it to consequent encroachment yet of the imbalance. The 15-minute. Let's see. I'm going to drop this down to a 1 hour on this side and a 4 hour here. So the new 4 hour candle just opened up. It's 10 o'clock. Not really weekly profiles, more daily. I'm more of an intraday trader, so I'm more interested in the daily profiles than I am the weekly. Yeah, Mondays are usually no trades for me. Noise, Gary, got a TP. Yeah, if you want to share, hey, I just took that short for X amount of handles, and I'm out. That's fine. I don't care about that. It's just the constant updates that crazy. Yeah, I recognize a bunch of people from last week. What's up, Ane? James, Frank, XYZ, Minimalist Trader, Gary, Crazy Like a Fox, Nick. Is it Flitch? Flitch. What's up, 100 ticks? While this is doing its thing, right? Jimmy, Mercado. Let's go look at oil. Straight up. Go look at gold. Straight down. No, not really. All right, so we talked about that wick, right? Half that wick cut in half. Consolidation here. Drop down. We'll keep an eye on. I'm more interested in gold than I am oil because oil's just straight up. Let's go pop back over to NASDAQ real quick. 1 minute chart. Kind of up and down. What's good? The real one. Safe. How you say it? Saif. Blocked. Fearless. Yeah, I really don't have a read on the draw. If we disrespect the 15-minute imbalance, then I'm thinking lower, lower prices, or at least get down to these, maybe half of this wick here on the hourly. But so far, just kind of coloring in inside this daily imbalance. Kenny, what's good, man? Watching from Kenya. Can you tell me which projections you use for the determined daily high or low? What do you mean? Like how to determine the highs that are high and low? I just look at the daily chart. Daily high here, daily low here. Is that what you're saying? Or are you talking about like fib projections? What monitor? I have two 1440p 27-inch monitors. But I'm actually looking at upgrading my setup eventually. Also, I know I have like big resolution monitors, so if the charts look small for you, let me know. I can make it bigger. It's just for me, this is what feels good to my eye. But I can make the candles huge, It's just I like to have them skinny. Get a nice overview of what's going on. I have like two gaming monitors though. I used to game. Yeah, even if I was in shorts here, right? It's just I don't like the action. Like, let's say I got short up in here, I probably would have taken some off by now. But sitting through all this kind of drain you. I'm really just looking for those quick runs. If you go look at the indices again, right? ES chopping sideways pretty much while NASDAQ goes up and YM goes down. So you're kind of having like, kind of see that phenomena, right? Where ES is kind of the average of the two. This is down and this is up and this is sideways. But now we're kind of seeing a sell off. So let's see. Once they all get in sync though, that's when you can kind of get those nice runs. So keep in mind, right? We're watching the 15-minute imbalance. We got 6 minutes until that candle closes. But the fact that we've already driven all the way through it, watching from Botswana. I actually was thinking about booking a trip to Botswana for like a safari. There are these like luxury safari like camps you can stay at there. I've never been to Africa, so. Do I know any other traders in Charleston? No, not really. There's a guy in my Discord though who just moved down here. Shout out Nick if you're watching. What's up? Zambia for safari instead of Botswana. I'm sure there's a bunch of different. I'm sure every country kind of has their own little taste of wildlife, right? Let me go check on gold. What's up, Ty League? We're close to 100 likes, 3 away. Appreciate you guys. We got a bunch of people from the Southeast on the stream. I used to go skiing in Boone. You been to Sugar Mountain? Beach Mountain? Nah, I haven't really watched the 2023. The last like full on series I watched like all the way through. Besides like core content stuff. Like the 2022 one. And I've seen that one through times. A few times all the way through. Yeah, we got people from all over the world. Australia. Alright. Let's kind of see here in the 1 minute, right? I'm gonna go ahead and delete these arrays. And I'll be honest, it looks like it's reaching for the lows now. So I really don't use CBDR. I'm aware of it. It's not really in my arsenal. All right. Let's watch these imbalances right here. I'm watching this one mainly. Do I like catching reversals? Sometimes. If it's in line with if it's in line with like higher time frame order flow, I can trade in that direction. Down close candle here. I've also marked out the wick. Margin settings. Oh. On this window, it's different than these. People ask me like, why do you like trading Nasdaq over ES though? Because at least Nasdaq will give you some direction, right? Whereas before this drop, it was just sideways on ES, which is fine if it's a mixed open, right? And ES is kind of just chopping sideways. It's probably not conditions you want to trade anyways. But just to answer people's questions, like why Nasdaq over ES, that's one of the reasons. And Nasdaq will pay you more volatile. But you got to put up with some of its characteristics. Like volatility can be good and bad, right? In my opinion, Nasdaq colors outside the lines a little bit more. Why am I focused on 1 minute? I'm really just watching because I don't see anything on the higher time frames. Like, if we zoom out real quick. There's really nothing on the 15-minute. The hourly, we talked about that tiny imbalance, right? Is there artificial or natural light? You mean like on my camera? There's like a bunch of windows right here, right? Let's go back in hindsight though and kind of look at what happened, right? So on the 1 hour, mark out this imbalance. 5 minutes. Into that, swept this high. None. Then I guess in hindsight, right? This inversion here goes below. Never came back up into it. There's some volume imbalances that we've dug up into. Other than that, right? I don't really see too much of things that, like, personally me, I would have entered off of. Most of my entries, I like to see some kind of displacement with imbalances or something of that nature. But pre stays low is right here. That out. Yeah, equal lows, daily imbalance here. Back to a 15. Yeah, oil just kind of bumped. Like right at 6 o'clock, just went on a run. Right here, 6 o'clock starts. Yeah, you can get, if you ever never traded oil before, I recommend like looking into it because you can get some nice runs on the daily. But like, let's look at oil on the monthly real quick. Look at the monthly chart, bro. It looks like it's ready to pop. Just kind of consolidating after that drop where it went negative. But the monthly has kind of been consolidating for a minute. Like I'm talking 2022. Here's the weekly. Volume imbalance right here on the weekly. See that? Up on the 15, right? We just tapped into that here. Also, yeah, I'm with you, Rehab. I don't really see anything. I was honestly bullish, but just because of right the other indices. But it's a Monday, right? No news. Didn't really have an expectation, so that's kind of why I really didn't press any buttons or do anything. Am I looking for entries? Yeah, but I'm not. I'm way more selective on Mondays for sure. If there's normally one day I don't take a trade out of all 5 days during the week, it's Monday. Yeah. Preserving capital is always rule number one. Like maybe someone else out there had a better read on price than I did, or maybe saw something I didn't, right? That's the beauty of it, though. You can make money. Everyone can be making money and be looking at different things. Did I start with micros before minis? Yeah. But before that, I started with demo. But I was trading real money before I found ICT. I've been fighting for the last 2 hours with a net $200. I mean, even this weekly imbalance or volume imbalance. Also a daily one in there as well. So far, still an inside day. We're close to previous day's low. But I'm with you guys. I'm going to give it till like 11-ish. Then I'll go to the gym as usual. When do I trade pre-market versus silver bullet hour? What do you consider pre-market? Like before 9:30? I'm looking for setups from 8:30 to 11:30. Okay, give or take around those time frames. Yeah, oil's having a pullback here. Gold. Watch this. Let's go, guys. Smash the goal of 100 likes. I'd like to see. That's easy. That's easy. That's low hanging fruit. That's a low hanging fruit target. When I used to trade, when I had a roommate and I used to trade, I would be talking to like friends online or whatever, or like just people back when I used to hang out in Discords and stuff on the regular, like early in the ICT stage. I'd be like chatting with friends and we'd be talking about like ICT stuff, and he would be like, he works from home too, and he'd be like, dude, are you speaking another language right now? It sounds like you're speaking another language. Talking about like fair value gap, S&T with YM, and it sounds like I'm literally speaking a whole different language. No, I don't like trading no news days usually, unless it's like later in the week maybe. We're just kind of continuing off of like, let's say we had FOMC on like Wednesday, and then the following couple of days, right? Seeing movement after those events. I like trading those days. But no news Monday, not really. Let's pull up oil. Oil's kind of pulled back off. That's so far away from. Like, I wouldn't be shorting that. For what, daddy? I just call you daddy. Daddy trades. For which instrument? Someone told me that they were adding NVIDIA to the Dow index. And if they do that, might actually start moving a little bit more correlated. Like look at the Dow, right? Making new highs while NQ's about to make new lows. I swear it's like the inverse. Look at gold. We have all these equal lows right here on gold. Like I'd feel more comfortable shorting gold than I would oil. We at least gold's kind of had that back and forth, still trending higher, but compare, I'd rather short that than this. Or it's just been up, 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 straight one-sided. We just took out previous day's low on Nasdaq. Didn't really see anything entry-wise that I liked. Kind of just 9:30 opened and then dropped. A 4 hour. Talking about minimalist, you're talking about which one? Nasdaq or I've been switching around. Also, these equal lows down here, that's previous week's low. Yeah, you want to short the weakest one. Makes sense. Yeah, thanks for coming. How many trades a week? I usually take like 3 or 4 trades a week on a good week. Yeah, appreciate you guys for coming. Best way to kind of let me know that you guys enjoy the streams, just drop a like, and then if you're active in the chat or have time to be active, just maybe drop a message or whatever. This thing reaching, but I don't feel like chasing it. We'll have about an hour left in the stream, so it's not like, yeah, I expected it though, Frank. Some people are new. Some people missed a day. Maybe I answered a question, but I answered it on the day they weren't here, or they're new to the stream, whatever it is. There's a decent amount of people though who've been here all 6 days now total. For now, though, I'm going to take some of this off. Keep those on. I guess if I need to, I can always put like an FAQ in the description. Just refer people to there. Oh, yeah, we talked about that 15-minute. Any indicators? Everything I kind of use is up here. I just added the daily range one recently. It works well on a lot of days. Some days it doesn't really, I won't say it doesn't work. It's just some days adhere to it more than others. What's up, David? But yeah, obviously now it's looking like these lows for now are the target. No trades. I usually don't trade on Monday with no news. There's no high impact news, so we still have about an hour though. Doesn't mean I can't take one. Well, that's selling off. Let's go look at oil. Right, let's watch this imbalance. Right, I'm not gonna try and call a top. Right, you want to see evidence. It's a little tap in there. I don't need to get the very top either. A continuation can play out. Right, we can reverse. We're above 30. And oil's moving pretty good today. This might be one of the larger range days we've had since this day. This day was crazy. Daily trade counter, like have like a little thing that says like trades. One winner, loser, like that. Have it like sitting up here. I could put it up here. What state? I'm in South Carolina. All right, so just took out these equal lows on NASDAQ. Yeah, like the one thing I'm very cautious about with these streams is like getting pressured into taking a trade, right? That's something I think a lot of people, they're not like scared to stream per se. They just don't want to have to deal with the people in the audience, who come here to be entertained or copy trade even, right? They're scared that that's going to take away from their ability to focus. Yeah, this shit went straight down. Yeah, the most annoying days, in my opinion, where it just opens and drops. Like, there's maybe you don't have a clear read, but those are days where you just kind of wait that test your patience. If you can sit sidelined in that drop and not feel anything, that's how you know you've made it. I feel nothing. Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. Go to the bathroom. All right, previous week's low has been taken out here. Also the beginning of this imbalance, this large. What up for you guys? Here, right? Yeah, still watching oil on another monitor. Don't really see anything yet. Looks like this. We're talking about this imbalance here. Anything, right? It does want to come back up and reclaim that. Remember, I always say for the high probability inversion levels, right? The fact that we hit it, right, and reacted off of it previously, and if we come back up and get above it, right? I like that it's been respected previously. Look at gold. Gold's still doing this. Not really. I'm more interested in oil now than gold. I don't really know, honestly. It's just yeah, I know, Frank. Yeah, it can be tough to trade in front of the people. There's people out there who just come in here and want to see you fail and talk shit. So it's like when you have added pressure like that, on top of trading your own money, you know. The thing is, though, even if we do, displace over this high, I'm still gonna wait. Is that high? Just this 5-minute imbalance here. See, not trying to call tops or bottoms. Really, just want to get a continuation if it does reverse. And for me, usually, I like to wait. Say I'm gonna take like a 1-minute trade, right? I'll have the 1 minute pulled up here. And then let's say like the 5-minute and 15. I'm gonna wait for a market structure shift or some kind of break of structure, whatever you want to call it, right? Everyone calls it something different, I feel like, these days. I'm gonna wait just because we have a market structure shift here. That's really just this 5-minute for value gap, right? So I'm gonna wait for a 5-minute swing to be put in. Then I want to see that displaced over. So let's say we put in like a 5-minute swing high here, hit this fair value gap, go lower, sweep this low one more time. Then I want to see a 5-minute displacement or market structure shift first on my middle or higher time frame before I start thinking or switching my bias, trying to trade long. That's going to keep you from taking a lot of like unnecessary losses, in my opinion, and filter out these little 1-minute shifts. You can do the same thing, right? It's fractal. Let's say you're trading like a swing trader. Daily, let's say you're 4-hour here and like a 1-hour, right? You wouldn't be taking a 1-hour long until you see like a 4-hour shift. So if you're struggling to kind of figure out what's a market structure shift and what's not, try and implement that. Okay, I'm not gonna switch my bias, right? Obviously, you want to do your top-down analysis and all that, but Combine that with looking for that market structure shift on your middle time frame or higher before entering on your lower time frame. So also think about like the logic. Don't forget the logic behind these setups and like why price is going to move the way it does. Who just got stopped out, right? Who was just targeted? Who can tell me? Appreciate it, Mohammed. That's another cheat code too. Like Frank said, if you go reverse like other people's trades, reverse engineer them, figure out like what they're doing and why. That's gonna help accelerate your learning. Yeah, like below here, right? Sell stops. It looks like support resistance idea. Get support right here. So anyone, right, who's going long on this move here, on this move here, their stops are below here. Anyone who was trying to short a breakout or break down below this low, right? We came down. They're going short because they think we just broke resistance. Sorry, support, and they want to see it turn resistance now. So people are actively selling, and then you have passive sellers as well with their stops resting below. Whatever works for you, Rookman. It's just funny now. YM wants to sell off. You do kind of have like a little swing point there. But I don't trade YM. The thing you said about YM. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Do you guys like sitting here watching the? But honestly, it doesn't matter what you guys like because I'm trading. But just curious, would you rather sit here and watch like a higher time frame, or I know some people are like, no, pull up the 1 minute chart, bro. So now digging into that 5 minute imbalance. 1 second. How about one tick? We look at the one tick chart. That should help the stream retention, right? Just sit on a 1 minute chart and everyone's like staring at my screen looking at the 1 minute candles. That's not how I trade, so just let's look at the smaller time frame for a sec, right? We're digging into this 5 minute here. At this point in the day, mark this out. But as always, guys, thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping by on a Monday with me. You guys can go easily go watch somebody else, so I appreciate the support. But there's always a silver lining, right? Even though it's a Monday and we didn't catch any of the drop down, I didn't see anything I liked. At least there's nice range today. Like what's the range so far? 340 handles. But at least we have some nice range to work with. So if something does present itself, I feel way more comfortable taking something. Because it's not just a chop fest. Yeah, why are y'all even here? Don't you want to watch someone else lose money? After 3 PD's array fail. This means like after 3 arrays fail, it might be time to like rethink your bias. He lost his mind. Yeah, bro, we had a nice clean ass trade on oil. And then I forgot to tell you guys, I got a win on Friday, like right before close, like right at close. I was holding past 4 p.m. It was only like close to $1,000 though. Yeah, the oil one was good. Obviously, going back over and journaling, could have just cut a few contracts to get break even on the week, make up for the loss the day before, and then let the rest just ride to my targets. But still green on the week yesterday. A few, like what, $3,000? Yes, last week. For a slow week, not bad. Only took 3 trades, 2 winners, 1 loss, and it wasn't even a full loss. It was like a half R, and it played out. I just mismanaged the stop, moved it too soon, got ticked out. But the idea played out. We're just watching on the 1 minute. I'll trade on it But I'm always preferring like a 5-minute entry. Yeah, Luis, it kind of goes back to how I look for stuff. You want to like be framing your trades on at least three time frames. That's why you see me with the 3 time frame chart. 15.5 and the 1. All these are in agreement, right? Then way more higher probability than if like we're still bearish on a 15 and I'm trying to long a 1-minute setup, you know? But if everything's in sync, yeah, you're just gonna be able to get in earlier if you're on a smaller time frame. But for me to have like that A+ confidence, I want to see them all agree. Let's cut this in half. All right, we're already tapped into the upper half now. I'm thinking, right? It might just want to disrespect this here. We're digging up into previous stage low now, right? I don't just because these levels have been traded through, I'm still going to keep them on. About 10 seconds till this 5-minute candle closes here. All right, so we closed up in the upper portion of this. See you, Frank. Thanks for coming, man. Yeah, we'll give it another like 30 minutes or so. Then what I usually do is hit the gym, for those who don't know. And leave here at like 11:30. Go to the gym for an hour. Eat lunch, and I'll check back at like 1:30ish. See what's up. I'm not really taking any trades past 11:30 most of the time. But when lunch does roll around, doesn't mean I can't hold a trade through lunch, right? Especially if I'm in profit and it's just running in my favor. That's fine. But I'm not really looking to enter any new trades around then. Keep the 1 hour. Here's the 1 hour. 11 o'clock. It's just funny to me. ES, NQ up. YM starts going down. right when they kind of start to call it a reversal yet, but right when they start to kind of retrace up, yeah, the same thing happened but inverse on the Dow. Whereas they technically like should move pretty close to one another, but it's like ever since for the past like few months, in my opinion, it's kind of been the opposite. No trades today. Mondays are usually flat for me, typically. Doesn't mean I can't take a trade. It's just I didn't see anything I liked. We did take out previous week's low, right? Which is these relative equal lows here and here. If we go on the weekly chart, you can see weekly chart. You can see this candle's low. Just dipped into that here. Chart. I'll look at the dollar. It's just I don't place too much emphasis on it. It just kind of adds confluence to an idea. I see that the dollar's dropping, then and I'm thinking longs on NASDAQ, then it gives me extra confidence. Like, okay. But it's not like necessary or anything for me to have to take a trade. It just kind of gives you that boost. All right, another 20 seconds till this 5-minute candle closes. See, right? I want to see if it closes above it. It's teetering on the edge, the upper portion here, the high. All right, so it closed the tick over. But it's already ran through and filled it in, right? Or repriced into it. There's not really seeing any speed with this move like we were on the downside. Like we were having at least some 1-minute gaps forming, right? Breakaway gaps down. But here it's just been kind of lethargic compared to what we saw on the downside. So we do have a little 5-minute. That kind of aligns right here with previous day's low. Let's just watch and see, right? We can still study without pushing the button. Oil's still kind of chopping around. Thanks for coming, Rain Check. Appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, drop a like. We're almost at 150. Sweet. Yeah, I'm not really active on Twitter too much, or X. Community on there kind of sucks. Not what it used to be. It is not what it used to be. But it is that macro time, right? It's still 11:50. All right, 10:50 to 11:10. We're within that window still. Go pull up. See ya. Thanks for coming, man. We'll wrap it up here in the next like 20-ish, depending on what happens here. I'm still watching this area right here. Right in here. And this morning kind of flew by. All right, we're up here in OTE. But so far, right, this 5-minute candle for the fair value gap we were talking about. Oh yeah, Reese talking about New Coming Gap. Nice little confluence point for OTE. Good eye, Reese. And previous new day opening gap Thursday. Or I guess no, sorry, Friday. Send that out. Well. Thank you for coming, Reckman. Measure out the 930 manipulation. Here to here. Yeah, buddy. Two, kind of chops, and then boom. Almost hit to the tick, almost close in that little in the zone. Before the move you're looking for, right? Take that swing, measure it. But you gotta remember, like the magic's not in the fibs, right? The magic's in the levels that align with it. So, -2.5. What's there, right? New week opening gap. What's in this area down here, right? That weekly low, relative equal lows, is inside that zone. So it's not the fib's not the magic. It's the levels that align with it, right? All about stacking the confluences. Yeah, I'm watching that 5 minute imbalance. And if honestly, it's a lot of BPR. We cut that in half, right? Pretty much stayed in that upper portion. My eyes looking up here now because that's a 15-minute imbalance as well. But also this high, the 15-minute imbalance. And we did just take out a really key level, right? Relative equal lows. Here, that was previous week's low. It didn't really run through it though. It kind of just dipped into it real quick by like what, 18, 20 handles. It didn't really, in my opinion, run through. It tagged below. You never really saw like a close, right? There was no 15-minute close. There's a 5-minute close. We're getting kind of close to that lunch hour. But what I don't want to happen is like, if you do see a setup, right, you take it and then it just starts chopping on you. It is Monday after all. Here's ES on the left. And 20. Oh, here? Candle up close candle. I'd be more interested in seeing how price reacts off the new opening gap than the 5-minute up close candle. Opinion. You can see we hit it here, down, and now we're hitting it again. That's almost, I guess that's probably to the tick right there. 50% of it, that dotted line. My eyes more interested in the new opening gap and this 5-minute imbalance here. Here's ES. This is a pretty shallow run below those lows. You're starting to kind of see like this also this retracement wasn't like compare this run down to this lethargic move back, or this retracement back. Still haven't really seen a shift in market structure on a 5-minute or higher. And now I'm watching if we do put a 1 minute gap in here, how that behaves. Because we're in a premium from this high to this low. And we just put in a little 1 minute gap. I'm watching. Right. It's just choppy on the 5 minute, but I'm just kind of looking to see if there's early signs of these. See ya. Gym time, I agree. Getting close. But yeah, like flat all morning so far. Don't want to push it. Don't want to let the FOMO in, right? So now, if we disrespect this 1 minute, it's looking like this was a low that got swept on the 5 minute here. And now, almost looks like a little breaker, right? Low, high, lower, low. Inside this 5 minute imbalance. But in all honesty, probably just watch. So yeah, now I'm watching this. So if we break above this high right here, my eyes looking at this candle. See you, man. Thanks for coming by. We'll call it here soon. It's just at least now we're kind of seeing like something that might be promising, right? Compared to just dump. Yeah, I'm more interested. We're getting close into summer too, so I'm really excited about transitioning into fall. The algorithm is going to come back from vacation. It's been in algorithm has been in Greece all summer. You know, it's been taking some time off. But thank you guys for coming. 150 likes. Boom. Love to see the support. It's not looking promising. Barcoding now on the 5 minute so far. There's a tiny little gap here, right? He said this is ass. I agree. That's why usually I'm not taking trades on Mondays. You gotta think about like what's the market trying to do? It's trying to take your money, right? Trying to fuck you and entice you in. Yeah, I agree. Get in at 602. Nice. Right here. We closed above this. Yeah, me personally, I wanted to see some kind of shift on a 5 minute, and then we've with this move up, we've gotten that now, right? We took out these highs. I'm still kind of looking at this high too, though, because we're dipping in this 15-minute imbalance here, right? We just hit this the CE of it, and there's all this price action back and forth right here, but yeah, if you caught something kind of like that and that little scalp, I mean, what? So you took it right here, so 2R almost 1-to-1, like right here, 20 handles, nothing crazy. I didn't get in or anything. Just watching, tape reading. Now you have this. Change this color. Yeah, ES just chopping. It's funny, like NASDAQ down. Sorry, NASDAQ up, YM down, ES kind of stuck in this range. As usual. But I'm not gonna, it's close to me going to the gym anyways. I'm not gonna enter anything. But we can watch, right? But you gotta be nimble in this. $15-minute POI. We'll give it till 11:30 and then we'll end it there. Just to kind of see what happens now. We're hitting this. Yeah, and for those who are wondering what they're talking about S&T, talking about like these highs to here versus ES did not take that, right? And combine that with the shallow run. We dipped into it, but it was pretty shallow. We just disrespected this. So now I'm watching still the 5-minute, right? You just gotta be nimble. Like if you're gonna trade the 1 minute, you tapped into this 15-minute imbalance here. But yeah, they're talking about SMT with the ES. But like that's not enough for me to go short. I'm still looking on the 5 minute, right? I'm still looking for. It's still just in this range. But we can watch and observe. But yeah, we're chilling. All right, it's 11:30. I want to keep watching with you guys, but I got shit to do for the day. But tomorrow, we do have 10 a.m. news. So that's something. But watch, for those who are still going to stick around or watch on their own, just kind of watch how this 5 minute gap behaves. Because in my opinion, right, this run wasn't that deep. Only about 20 handles. And you have SMT here at the highs. But everything kind of depends on this 5 minute gap for me. Right, it can sit here and chop between these little 1 minute inversions all day. Right? But until, and it's getting closer to lunch, but until you can get back below here, it could just sit here and chop. I'm placing more emphasis on the higher time frame stuff, right? Like that 15-minute imbalance up here, new week opening gap, 5-minute imbalance here. We dug up into these up close candles here, right? This last up close candle, price, extend it out. But I'm gonna call it. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Like I said, more of a shortened schedule this week because I'm leaving town on Thursday. So I'll be gone Thursday through Tuesday next week for Labor Day weekend in the US. But watch those imbalances we just talked about, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, right? 9:15. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace, guys.